In this video, we're going to do the initial configuration for CertMS, and that's going to be getting an IP address on it so that we can then hit the actual web interface of the device. So in this case, we're going to go into CertMS. Now the way we get into it is we're going to be on the console directly. Here we're on the VMware console for it, and we're going to log in with the CertMS account, which is available only via the console. So that login is going to be CertMS with a password of CertMS. And that's going to drop us into the cert shell. As you can see here, there's this command line shell called cert shell. And this shell is responsive to a degree. It supports tab complete and question marks. If you had any questions about any of the different commands that can be used here, you simply hit question mark, and you can see it will give you down here at the bottom all the different commands. So we have networking, services, system, exit, and help. So for our instance, we're going to go ahead and we're going to set up networking. So we're going to do networking. Again, we can tab complete, and now that puts us into the networking section of the shell. And if we do a question mark again, we can see what we have. Now in this case, we want to configure networking, so we're going to tab complete that. And then if we hit enter, what it's going to tell us is it's going to tell us immediately what interfaces we have. And you can see that we're already set, and ENS34 is our interface. Now this one already has an IP address. This is actually the default IP address that CertMS ships with, 192.168.200.1. Now if we wanted to change that, we can certainly change that to whatever IP address we want. I'm going to change it just to a different IP address inside of that same network, because that is the lab network that we're going to use. So interface in this case is going to be ENS34. And then the IP address I want is 192.168.200.99. My subnet mask is going to be 255.255.255.0. My default gateway is going to be 192.168.200.1. My primary DNS in this case is going to be 192.168.200.10, which is the domain controller in this network. And my secondary, we're just going to do 1.1.1.1. Pretty simple there. Nothing of a big deal there. And now our networking is completely set up. And we can configure other things if we'd like, but from here we can just simply do view network settings, and you can see our network ENS34 is now set to a 200.99 IP address. And if we exit out of this, we can go to system, just to give you a little bit of familiarity with the shell. From here we can shut down the appliance, we can restart the appliance, or we can reset the web admin password. So resetting the web admin password is a good thing that you want to do in the beginning, but in this video we're not going to do that. So exit the shell, and then the other one we want to look at is services. And from here you can start, stop, and view the status of all services. So if I just type status, you can see the status of all the services currently is active. So all the services are running. And then we simply can exit out of this shell by just typing exit multiple times, and we're back to the main screen. In the next video, we're going to talk about and go over the initial configuration of the web interface now that we have an IP address on CertMS.